That is the iconic syndicated radio host Delilah, whose music selections have gotten so many of us through heartbreak, grief, and major life celebrations. For more than 4 decades, she has touched generations of listeners on the airwaves with her signature style and warmth, currently reaching 8 million people on more than 150 stations, making her the most listened to woman on American radio. And in Top Story Spotlight interview tonight, we are so happy to be joined by the radio legend herself, Delilah Renee Luke. Delilah, thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting me. I've been so spoiled by your staff, Tom.
Oh, have they? Okay, great. That makes me so happy.
Oh, my gosh.
They're the best.
Everybody that I met backstage, the nicest people I've ever met.
And you know how important that is, right? Because you've been doing this, like we said, for 4 decades, such a huge following. And working with a producer on this, I couldn't believe this. You're now in Los Angeles for the first time? That can't be right.
Well, that's because my predecessor was there for 35 years.
Wow.
And she was so good.
Yeah.
She was so beloved. And so things happened, change happened, and I finally got my foot in the door.
I want to put this up for our viewers now. This is how far, this is your reach across America here. Look how many markets.
How
and I feel like you could be
that?
in more. That's beautiful. And that's really all the population centers, right? It's like where you're not is probably very, very small towns. But where people are, you're there, big towns, small towns, reaching across America. What's it been like when you look at that map and you think about your career? I know it's tough sometimes to sort of reflect back, but what's it like?
You know, I never do. I never look at the map. I never look at the ratings. I don't ever think about that. When I go in the studio, I truly focus on each person that sends me a text or hits me up on TikTok or whatever, and whoever's on the phone line, and that's who I'm talking to.
Yeah.
If I were to think about, like, the numbers you just quoted or that map, I would probably get stage fright.
Yeah, because you've kept it very personal.
Yeah.
Like it's not a big thing when it is. You know, I was thinking about this. You've been on for so long, and there have been so many sort of styles and reinventing the wheel in radio and what's hot and what's not.
What's hot, what's
Morning
your brand?
Zoo, shock jocks, the teams, you know, male, female. But you've been you. Why do you think you were so successful?
Because I don't care what's hot or what the next trend is. I'm just me. On the air, off the air, I'm just me. And I'm not trying to play to anybody. I'm not trying to play to any rating system. I'm not trying to shock anyone, for sure. I just want to be a safe place. That's my only goal. You know, it sounds corny, but it's true. My producers and I all have the same theory, the same philosophy, that we want to be a light in the darkness. We want to be a safe place. I don't care what your political affiliation is. I don't want to know it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't care what your sexual orientation is, what your religious bent is. I just want to love you.
Yeah.
I just want to love you.
When people ask for songs, is it all you? Is it your staff? I mean, do you do it on the fly? How does that work?
Well, it's mostly me, and then I argue with my staff. and we go back and forth because, you know, I was raised in the 70s and the 80s, and that's the music that resonates with me still. And some of my staff members, like my daughter, is much younger. And so they're like, Mom, get out of the 70s, would ya? So sometimes we go back and forth. But, you know, the lyrics are what matter. We want lyrics. And it's tough during the holidays because there's not a whole lot of songs that say, you know, I lost my mom this year and I'm crying the blues.
Right.
But we try to lyrically, especially the other 11 months, find the song that lyrically will just, like, go straight to your heart.
How long did it take you to sort of find your voice and do the show you wanted to do? Because, I mean, there are producers, and it takes time, right?
10 years. It was 10 years from the beginning of my career, doing school news and school sports, to airborne traffic reporter, to rock jock, and, you know, every other format in between. I was a country western jock. But when this show was birthed, and I gave birth to this show 18 days after I gave birth to my first son. Oh. So it's easy to know how old the show is. When this show started, it went from like number 18 in the market to number 1 in 3 months. And I knew that that a door had opened that would never close.
And you weren't being profane. You weren't trying to shock people. You weren't
No,
doing prank calls. You
No.
were being you, and you're trying to connect people on a personal level.
On a personal level. And I was sneaking my baby son into the studio at night because I've always done nights. And back then, you know, I wasn't supposed to bring him to work with me. Ha! Now my studio is right off my kitchen. But I never wanted to play those games.
Yeah.
Never. And it offends me when I hear people on the air saying things that shock me or would hurt my children. That doesn't make me happy. That doesn't bring me joy. It offends me. It hurts my heart, especially when they're being cruel, mean-spirited.
Right. There's a new format. You may have heard of it, social media, and you're big there as well. We wanted to play a clip for you. Some of the stuff we found on TikTok about you. Let's watch that.
If you're just tuning in, how are you? Was work stressful for the kids a lot? What are you battling today?
Didn't just lose my drinking buddy by the spare tires. It's been the sad Sundays here at 103.2 The Ear.
What do you think? And those are young people.
The first one you played, she goes on to say that she has a potassium deficiency. So my son found that clip. The son I told you came to the studio. He sent it to me, and he's like, "Mom, how's your potassium deficiency?"
That's wild.
Yeah.
Is there a call that has stayed with you more than maybe any other, or one that you can remember that somebody called in and you just said, wow, that just kind of sort of stopped you in your tracks?
Well, there have been a lot of them, but I got one Monday night that has now joined the Hall of Fame in the most powerful calls I've ever taken. It was from a woman whose daughter had received a double lung transplant 3 years ago. And on the 1-year anniversary, the donors contacted them. And the two moms have become best friends. Like best friends, and my show was something that connected them. And while I'm talking to the first mom who's rejoicing that her daughter is alive, she called the second mom and conferenced her in. And we were all three of us moms ugly crying on the air. My producers had to work so hard to cut out the blubbering because I was hysterical. I was just like, my heart was filleted, and I talked to him for like 20 minutes. And that call will stay with me for the rest of my life.
And it was authentic, it's original, it's something AI probably will never be able to recreate or even think of, you know?
Heavens no. And it was so real.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that the boy was told by the doctors when he was a baby, he was born with profound disabilities, that he wouldn't live past 3, and God let his mom raise him for 33 years. And then when his time was up, he gave the gift of life to this beautiful young mama. Like, you can't make this script up. It was just so profound. And the love these two women have for each other and for each other's family, they have a bond, a sisterhood that will last forever.
You know, when you have these moments like that, because I've had them in my career where you interview somebody and it stays with you forever. It stops you in that day. And I get this question a lot when young journalists or just people in general are curious. How do you sort of disconnect, right? Because that rocks you to your soul.
I don't.
And it takes you out. Do you ever disconnect, or are you kind of always in that zone?
I never disconnect. I never leave my work at home, or at work, since I work from home. But I do have a really amazing team around me. And as soon as I got that call, I called my producer, Janie, and then I called my producer, David, who's based here in the Big Apple. And David's partner, the love of his life, had a heart transplant last Christmas, just a couple of days after Christmas. So then I ugly cried with David for an hour. And, you know, I've got that support, I've got that acceptance, I've got that love, and we're all in it. Everybody on my team is in this career, this life, for the same reason, because we want to give hope.
Give me your top 3 songs. I know it's hard. Your top 3 songs that you feel have been the most powerful to your listeners. You think it's maybe it's a go-to, or maybe it's just something that you feel universally it touches people.
Oh man, that's a hard one. Not holiday songs, but songs.
You can, if you want to do holiday too, but I mean, I know holidays can be hard.
Right now, I'm getting a request for are Mariah.
Yeah. Well, people love it.
Or Michael Bublé. You know? Gosh, there's some oldies that still still ring true. Anything by the Righteous Brothers,
Yeah.
still, you can't top that.
Right.
You're My Home by Billy Joel. I played
wow.
the heck out of that song for years. My favorite song, my theme song for life, is I Could Not Ask for More by Edwin McCain, which was kind of a one-hit wonder. But it's so true for my life. I'm so fortunate and so blessed. There's nothing I could ask for.
Yeah. It's incredible. There are some one-hit wonders, though, they might have just been one hits, but wow, they really hit.
Yeah,
you know?
my theme song, my sign-off song for 20 years on my show was a one-hit wonder by a Canadian band called Edward Bear, and the song was called Close Your Eyes. And I played that as my sign-off song for 20 years.
Wow. Speaking of the holidays, is there a song you're just sick of? I mean, you mentioned Mariah, but I mean, is there a song you refuse to play because you're just so sick of it, or do you love them all?
There might be something about shoes that I cannot play.
You won't play?
Yeah, no.
All right.
No, I still play Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I'm gonna since I have you here, I'm gonna take advantage of this, and I'm gonna ask you for someone that you love, that I love in my life, that is working so hard in the holidays. Someone like my wife, who's just, you know, she's making it all happen during the holidays.
Because that's what moms do. That's what wives do.
That's
we
what
are
moms
the
do, and
tradition
partners,
keepers.
yeah, across the country. What's a good holiday song that we can play for her?
For her,
Yeah.
I would pick Michael Bublé.
Okay.
Just because I always pick Michael. Christmas, Baby Please Come Home.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
And she loves Michael Bublé, too.
Yeah.
That's great.
Can't beat that.
Oh, my gosh. This is so good. Delilah, it has been a pleasure.
Thank you.
It has been delightful. You are incredible. You have earned everything, and you've gotten everything because you're so talented and you're so true to yourself. And again, as from one broadcaster to another, it is a pleasure and honor to meet you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. God bless you.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.